Right, for one here is asking us when any two pairs of corresponding sides are congruent, can you show that the two right triangles are going to be congruent? Yes, we can. So if you know two sides of a right triangle, you can always find the third side. So for example, if we knew this was 3 and this was 4, right, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. Okay, and if we solve that out, that would be 9 plus 16 is 25. Okay, take the square root of both sides so we're going to get c equals 5. So if you have two sides, you can always find that third side. And so if two sides are congruent here, so for example, if EF was 3 and then DF was 4, right, again, you'd have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared, and you would get a c value of 5. So it doesn't matter what two sides you have. So if you have, the hypotenuse and one of the legs, right, we know these two triangles are going to have to be congruent because since it's a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem. In this case, we'd have 3 squared plus b squared equals 5 squared. But when you solve that, your sides are going to be the same. So when you have a right triangle, you can always use the Pythagorean theorem. So if we know two sides are congruent, we know all three pair of sides will be congruent. And then we could use side. Okay. And the idea here with HL, with hypotenuse leg, is that we don't need to do the Pythagorean theorem to show that the third pair of sides is congruent. If we have one pair of legs and then the pair of hypotenuses are congruent, and we know they're right triangles, then we can use HL. Okay. Let's look at your try it problem. Okay. Actually, let's refresh instead of erase. I really wish there was a clear button. Okay, so for the triad, it says, can you show that two right triangles are congruent when any one pair of corresponding acute angles is congruent and any one pair of corresponding legs is congruent? So we can. So if we draw two right triangles here, okay, right? So there's two right triangles. Any pair, so if we pick one of our pair of angles here, so if we were to pick these angles here and say they were congruent, and any one pair of corresponding legs, so it doesn't matter if we pick this pair of legs here. Okay, these two triangles will now be congruent by angle, side angle. Okay, if we pick the other pair, so if we had two right triangles here, okay, and again, if we had our one pair of angles, if we pick the other pair of legs over here, these two triangles would be congruent by angle, side. Okay, so this is going to be yes. Okay, and likewise, if you put the angle up top here, right? So if instead of choosing this pair of angles, we had chosen this pair up here, right? Now we have angle, side. So now it would be angle, side. And likewise for this one, if we had chosen the other pair of angles up here, you now have angle, side, angle.